Hello, welcome to another episode of Black Ice 73. I am Black Ice 73. Today, I'd like to talk about this young lady named Hayden Penettiere. She is a Nashville star. Hayden Penettiere was in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend for 2 years. So she finally had enough last Thursday, and he'd been arrested on 8 felony counts. Hayden, she broke her silence, and she wanted to tell people, you don't have to go through this. But there's a lot of women and men. I know people look down on the men, but there's a lot of women and men who are in a domestic abusive relationship. But the men have too much pride. And sometimes the women, I don't know, they don't have no one to go to, or they don't want to break up their family. You know, they don't want to talk about it, or they want to report it. But Hayden Penettiere said enough is enough. So she tired of that dude beating on her. I got a little audio I want to play with you. It's coming from this audio coming from. I don't know where the audio comes from. But I'm going to play this audio. Here you go. It's the audio.
Hayden Penettiere shares an update with fans after her ex-boyfriend, Brian Hickerson, is arrested on multiple charges, including domestic violence. In a statement on Twitter, Hayden tells followers, "I am coming forward with the truth about what happened to me, with the hope that my story will empower others in abusive relationships to get the help they need and deserve. I'm prepared to do my part to make sure this man never hurts anyone again. I'm grateful for my support system, which helped me find the courage to regain my voice and my life." Just days after the actress was granted a restraining order against Hickerson, new legal developments have surfaced. E-News can confirm Brian was arrested Thursday, July the 16th in Los Angeles. A source tells E-News he was charged with 8 counts ranging from domestic violence and assault to witness intimidation, occurring over the course of his year-and-a-half-long relationship with the former Nashville star. E-News has reached out to Brian's attorney for comment. Hayden's lawyer also spoke out on behalf of his client, telling E-News, "After suffering for years as a victim of psychological, emotional, and severe physical abuse, Hayden Penettiere has begun the process of taking back her life. As a survivor, she recognizes that her arduous journey of healing has just begun." A source tells E! News that Hayden recently moved back to Los Angeles, where she is closer to her family. The insider explains, "Hayden has been undergoing successful treatment for alcohol abuse issues and is focused on healing, sobriety, and recovery. She hopes to be honest about what happened in hopes it may help someone else who is dealing with emotional abuse or physical violence. For more information on domestic violence or to get help for yourself or someone you love, visit the website for the National Domestic Violence Hotline or call 1-800-799-7233.
People, don't be afraid to speak up. Call the police. Don't be afraid. There are plenty of people who have been through domestic violence. Some are able to walk away from it, and a lot of people get killed. I know you heard stories about men and women do a murder suicide or something like that. Trust me, they might tell you that no one else wants you, but there's millions of other people who want you. Don't believe it. All you gotta do is open up your damn mind and opportunities, and don't look at the color of people's skin. There might be plenty of time that you turn down somebody just because they ain't fit your lifestyle, and that person could have made you the happiest person in the world. I'm not saying that this is why Hayden stayed with this dude, but it sound like they both were living a lifestyle of alcohol and drugs. So it might have been a reason, or she might just loved him and just look past all that. Cause it said the dude's still in jail. Well, he was still in jail when this article was made. And I'm gonna read you some of this article, but I tell people who want to listen to me, men and women, that you don't have to put up with nobody BS. Mentally abuse, physical abuse, you don't have to put up with it. I'm telling you, if you announce now that you're single, you have not announce. You don't even have to announce it. You can just be single, meet someone, several people for your choosing. Because you know what you don't want. You don't want the person you just broke up with because they have abused you mentally and physically and might do all other kind of stuff to you. So you just were given a blueprint of the people that you shouldn't be around. I know people are like, she's a Nashville star. She got the money. Why did she put up with it? Money don't make you have all the answers. Money don't stop you. She like what she like. She can portray herself, or she can sing about love and all that good stuff. But at the same and saying how, she living a fairy tale life. But at the same time, when she get home or whatever, she could be living the opposite of that. And the way Hayden was speaking or talking or the information she tweeted out, it seemed like that what it was. Hayden, she's a beautiful lady. But sometimes the beautiful ladies or any ladies could be sucked in, could be can't find a way to get away. You'll think that, she got money, she can just move. No. It's not that easy. Especially they've been together for a year and a half. I'm pretty sure where her mom, dad stay, and I'm sure friends and all that kind of stuff. He might be one of those people who tell her, like, if you leave me or something, I'm gonna do this to a family member or do this, or he could be one of those type of crazy people. So we don't know why did she stay. Just know she had enough. And she like, I'm not dealing with this shit no more. I don't care who know. I'm not dealing with this shit no more. I'm tired of it. And I applaud for her. I wish more people would do the same thing. And stand up for themselves and say, I don't need this. And leave. I know it sounds simple, but I know it's not as simple as it sounds that you can just get up and leave. But in some cases, and I know in a lot of cities around the United States, they have a shelter for abused women. They accept the abused woman and their children and try to help them. So I know some people, as a young person, they have pictured their life for this. This is how I like it. This is the way I want to live. I want to get that doing house with a picket fence that 2.5 children. I don't know what the hell is 2.5 children is. But they want to get that 2.5 children, the dogs and the cat, live that fairy tale life they seen on Disney. But in reality, a lot of times the fairy tale life is not with the person who you with. Or if you do have the house, they don't stop to doing the person who helped purchase it as being abusive. Cause a lot of people walking around with a doing crazy look on their face, when they be around their family and everything. It's like, oh, happy dovey, holding their hand, kissing, get in the car, let my hand go. I don't mess with you like that. A lot of people put on that mirage, like everything's wonderful over here. Perfect example, just this month, when Will Smith, one of the most recognizing actors in Hollywood, had to sit down and listen to his wife tell him she had an entanglement, aka she slept with a younger person, and telling him, and then she said in a statement to me, I just wanted to feel good. On the outside, they said, some people always say there's rumors that they swingers, but on the outside, they picture them as a happy, lucky couple and all that kind of stuff. Like I tell people, I say, you don't know what go on in people's house. The neighbors, they could just be waving at you at the same time, but in the house, you could be screaming for help. It's a lot of stuff going on. But in my house, there's none of that. I told you, I don't fuss. I don't argue. I don't call names. I don't do none of that stuff. You're not happy, you can go. I don't have time to be living a stressful life. I told you. I do not live a stressful life. I had never hit a woman, and I never would hit a woman. But I will break up with her. Let that woman, no. Hey, what's going on, my brother? Yeah, I don't deal with that junk, man. And there's a lot of celebrities you learn later on they were in an abusive relationship. Like the story I did on yesterday, talk about Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber, how they were just married for 2 years and they had a rocky relationship. She accused him of being abusive. She said the monster come out. Then his security guard and his former people who worked with him said Johnny Depp was one of the greatest people they ever met. And his ex-wife was always the one who started in trouble, had the anger issues. So you look at them, you see a lot of people online talking about, this is my goal relationship and all that bullshit right there. You don't know what's going on in them people's house. I did say Johnny. I said Johnny Depp. Okay. Yeah, so Hayden, she had gained her strength and she became a survivor. Cause easily she could have became being killed or something like that. So I'm glad she's getting the help that she needs. And I ain't trying to show no pity on her. I don't know where she also fighting him too. Oh yeah, Johnny. But the people love Johnny though, man. Even his ex-girlfriend is saying Johnny Depp was one of the amazing people. But I'm gonna read you some of this article right here. I told you, this article coming from AOL.com. They're talking about Hayden is breaking her silence about the alleged abuse she'd been suffering at the hands of her ex-boyfriend. The Nashville star, she is 30, said she hoped her truth will empower others in an abusive relationship to get the help they need and deserve. Hayden's statement comes one day after Brian Hickerson was arrested on domestic violence charges again. People reported Hickerson was arrested on multiple federal charges, include 4 charges of injury on a spouse, 2 charges of assault, and 1 of intimidating a witness. Hayden, the criminal complaint apparently outlined 8 charges against what they do name again? God damn it. Brian, I'm sorry. I don't like calling people by their last name. Yeah. I don't like people calling people by their last name all the time. They said, Yahoo Entertainment can confirm Brian, 31, was hauled off by the police on Thursday night. They said, according to inmates records, he remained in custody as of Friday afternoon, with bail set at $320,000. The arrangement has been scheduled for Monday. $320,000. Hayden shared an emotional note on social media on Friday as the incident made headlines. She quote, "I am coming forward with the truth about what happened to me with the hopes that my story will empower others in an abusive relationship to get the help they need and deserve." She said, "I am prepared to do my part to make sure this man never hurt anyone again." She wrote, she said, "I'm grateful for my support system, which helped me find the courage to regain my voice in my life." Except for people who going through a domestic violence abuse, the phone number you can call is 1-800-799-7233. Once again, it's 1-800-799-7233. They said Brian and Hayden started dating in 2018. They said shortly after she split from her fiance, their relationship appeared troubling from the start. It's in October 2018. Police were called to Brian's father's home in South Carolina over a drunken altercation. It's in May 2019, he was arrested for felony domestic violence. A protective order was issued, but later dropped, and the case was eventually dismissed as Hayden and Brian reported reunited. It's in February. Brian was arrested for domestic battery after he alleged punched her on Valentine's Day. He pleaded not guilty, and the trial date has been set for September. On Wednesday, the actress filed to register an out-of-state restraining order against Brian in California, one day before Brian was arrested again. Hayden lawyer Alan Jackson issued the following statement to Yahoo Entertainment. She said, he said, after suffering for years as a victim of psychological, emotional, and severe physical abuse, Hayden has begun the process of taking back her life. Hayden has found the strength and the courage to share the truth about her abuse and her abusers, and she intends to assist the prosecution to seek that justice is served. As a survivor, she is recognized that her journey of healing has just begun. My thing is, I understand, like I said, I clap my hand for her. But was he abusive all the time, or when they drunk and got high? Because she was abusing drugs, he was abusing drugs, both of them were abusing alcohol. Maybe on they might tell us what kind of drug they were using, but I don't know. It's hard to. I know it's easy to blame the man, and I'm not blaming the victim at all. It's easy to blame the man for because the man is considered stronger and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, the women, some women, not all women, some women provoke the fights. Some women start the fight. I know I have dated plenty of women who hit me. The only thing I did, just got in the car, drove off. Like, I'm not dealing with this shit, man. But some men can't restrain themselves. Some men are raised, somebody hit you, you hit them back. You don't care. I know I had some family members tell my darn nephews and little cousin, male cousin, their mom be like, I don't care if there's a woman or whoever it is. If they hit you, you better knock their ass out. I'm like, okay, y'all raising a woman beater. I said, you shouldn't say that. But that's just me. I don't believe in him women. Not at all. But like I said, every man is not the same. Like I said, I'm not victim by blaming or none of that stuff. But she could have, she could have went there and slapped fight at him, and he just didn't know how to control himself. He didn't know how to pull back. Man, let's say Hayden had one child, 5-year-old daughter, with her former fiance. The quote, this is a turning point for her as she stand up for herself, her family, and many other people impacted by the partner violence, the sources add. It's a Brian and Hayden started dating in 2018, shortly after they split. Okay, I read that part. I'm sorry. I went back too far. My bad. They said she been undergoing successful treatment for alcohol abuse issues and is focusing on healing and recovering. And sources told the magazine. She wants to be honest about what happened in the hope that it may help someone else who is dealing with emotional abuse, intimidation, and physical abuse. Hayden has one child, 5-year-old daughter. She said this is the turning point as she stands up for herself, her family, and other people impacted by the dude. But like I said, I don't want to blame her. I don't want to just blame him. Some people hold their alcohol different. When I used to drink, I used to be that darn flirt drinker. I used to drink. I stopped drinking. It's been 10 years now. So I used to flirt, and sometimes the boyfriend or the husband might be there, but my eye was just on the woman. Then you got some of the drinkers who drink and they laugh and act silly and stuff like that, or talk junk. But then you got them drinkers who just turn into a bull. They turn into a raging bull, and if they see anybody they got a problem with, they'll pop them. I have seen some couples get to fighting at the club. Both of them were drunk. I've seen people while I was in the military, seen men and women fight because they don't have too much to drink. So, like I said, when inside their home, we don't know it's what Hayden and Brian, what they were doing. Like I said, maybe she was busting Brian around, and Brian was busting her around, and she's a tiny little lady, but that don't stop it. That don't stop her from being the aggressor. But she was the one who called the police several times. She dropped the charges, went back to him. He hit her again, went back to him. She had plenty of opportunities to get away from that man. She didn't have to put up that mess, but she went back to him. It just, I don't know. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to just come off like I'm insensitive or something, but she had so many opportunities to leave this man, and he could have moved on, and she could have moved on, and the man could be like, be with somebody else that make him happy. I don't know where he with her because of her beauty or her doing status in the music industry, or he just loved her. Some people don't know what love is. They just think. I know in some situation as I was growing up, there's some of the women like, I need a man to handle me. They ain't even grown up. As I was grown, you hear some women say, I need a man that can handle me. Cause I'm tough. I don't put up with none of that junk. You listen to that junk, you're like, no, I don't want to date her. I had trouble trying to handle my animals, my dogs. Well, I want to date a woman who I need to handle too. Don't need a woman I need to train. I'm too old for that. I need a woman who already trained, already know how to act in public. Like my sweetie. I love my sweetie. But if she ever act out in public, we can deal with it at home. As long as she don't hit me. I tell her all the time, you hit me, I'm calling the police on you. I don't care. Y'all call me soft. I said, you going to jail, girl. But we don't get into it. But I just let her know that she feel that need to just raise their hand and just like want to attack me. I'm going to let her hit me. I'm going to be like a Lifetime TV show, like, look, officer, I got a scar here. I got some dry blood right here. Take her away. I know. I ain't going to sit there and I ain't going to go to jail. Did great all this time. You think I'm going to jail because I lose my cool? I tell my sweetie, you hit me, you're going to jail. I ain't putting up with it. And then you're going to show out in public, just go ahead and stay in public. Sometimes I like growing up, my uncles and my dad and stuff like that, they needed women because they didn't know how to cook. They didn't know how to do their laundry. They didn't know how to take care of a home. So they grew up in that time where on the job, only thing men had to do is go out there and work. And the woman would take care of the house and the children and all that kind of stuff. So they put up, you believe it or not, the men put up with their abuse. So they're like, well, I can't do this for myself, so I need somebody. I know the few times when some of my uncle break up their woman, they'll come to my mama's house to have dinner. Sometimes they come there to have breakfast when I was younger. Because they didn't know, they wasn't taught how to do this. But I was glad my mama taught me how to cook. I was glad. I was like, sure. And then I learned when I was in school too, I took home ed. Yeah, I took home ed. So I learned about, actually though, I learned about what sex education was in home ed. Because I didn't have the parents who's gonna sit down and talk to me and say, hey, you stick your wing in here, there's a chance that you can come out with a baby or come out with a disease. I ain't know nothing about that stuff. Cause when I would AIDS was out, but at the time when I was growing up, they made AIDS to seem like to be a homosexual disease. So, you know, I didn't think about getting a disease when I was growing up, but I learned in school that it's more than anybody can catch sexual transmission disease. So I was glad. Like I said, I was glad I knew how to cook, clean, do laundry, take care of the inside of the house and the outside of the house. I didn't have to deal with a woman because I need her. Start dating her because I had feeling for her, or being with her because I have feeling for her. I love her. But in a lot of people's cases, like I was saying, everybody know what love is. I know it sounds like I'm ranting and all that good stuff, but sometimes you got to repeat yourself. I tell the short stories. I'm not afraid to tell a short story of my life because I dealt with it. I defeated the doing obstacles. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't come up right. I defeated all that stuff that was in my way, and I'm living a better life. My home Sam will tell you. When my ex-wife said she was ready to break up, shit, I was struggling. I was hurt. But shit, I survived that jump. And I survived other people. I knew I can take care of my own self. But I hope Helen, what her name again? I hope she received the help that she's gonna get. I hope she stopped drinking alcohol, and they said what other system abuse that she abusing. And I hope the dude, cause a lot of time, person like Brian, he need help. He probably grew up in a home where the man he probably grew up in a house where the dad hit his mom or hit them, and he might thought that's the way you control your home. So Brian might need some help too, not just Hayden. But you see what they're doing to Brian. Brian going to jail. Hayden going to a rehab. Does that sound fair? I guess it'd be the first person who ever called the police. They the one who get the lightest sentence or something like that. No. Like I said, I don't want to be a victim blamer, but at the same time, what she was doing too. Thank you for watching the video. I got to run out and pay the bill before them people send me do one of them calls on the phone. Say, hey, are you gonna pay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pay this bill. If it ain't too late, I'll come back and do another video. Thank y'all for watching. Sam, get some rest, man. You know you gotta go to work tonight. Tell your family, I say, hey, my one person who I'll be watching, thank you for watching. I hope y'all have a great Tuesday. I hope I have a better Tuesday when I hit this Mega Millions tonight. If I don't hit it tonight, I'm gonna hit the Powerball tomorrow. You know they say you gotta speak it. It come true. At least I hope it come true. Y'all have a great day. If I have time, I'll come back and do another video. I'll talk to y'all later.